shirt, the blue aura behind you.
We're on brand, baby. Well, cheers and welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton Eugene, and we got Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos.
Yeah.
Nice. Kelly, we're back on the telly again. Second week in a row, baby. We're back. Studio A, air conditioned, fans.
Thank God.
We have cameras.
We do.
We have lights.
We do.
About to get some action, baby.
Looks sort of professional.
It's a real pro rig we got going over here. Everybody knows that. And the reason we're kind of pro is because I'm caffeinated by Thai Bean Art and Coffee Bar, filled up by raw ingredients, sushi, Thai Bee. Do it. Eat it. First and foremost, I must shout out to the green flag guys of the world.
Okay.
You don't see it often, or you don't get to experience it often when a stranger, and you watch an interaction from front to back where every green flag goes up about a guy.
Okay.
You know, like
Gotcha.
you love to see it.
Right.
Right. A guy, his girlfriend, and her two girlfriends.
All right.
Walk into a bar. And you could tell that they were just fresh from the beach. It was like 7:00, you know, and overhearing them a little bit, you know, they're like, "Oh, that was so fun. You know, glad we got out here when they did." So they probably did a good like 6-hour bid out there.
Oh,
you
wow.
know, nearly a shift. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of time out there.
But they weren't worse for wear. They weren't skint up and red and lobstered and or wasted or anything, you know.
Not sun drunk.
Yeah, not sun drunk either. Yeah, they were pleasantly buzzed, you know, like they had the glow. So they get their food. It's taking kind of a while. And so they all pay their tab. But right about this time, because when they all had their food, they were just ravenously getting after it. You know that beach hunger.
Oh, yeah.
That day drinking hunger. The guy, not a big guy, got 2 slices and housed them both, which at Huckapoo's Bites and Booze Pizza, that's a half of a pizza.
That's a lot of pizza.
That's a lot of fucking pizza, buddy. So I'm putting myself in this position where I'm like, I'm stoned, drunk from the beach, very, very full.
Yeah.
So now the 3 girls of the group start kicking up a very in-depth conversation. And buddy, dude is not like uninterested, but they're not talking to him. And he's not over there like, oh, they're not paying attention to me. But you got guy here, 3 girls just having their own podcast, you know?
Right.
And so I'm watching it go down, and there was like a legitimate 30-second break in the conversation. And buddy goes, "We guys about ready to go? Wrap it up?" And they're like, "Yeah, honey." So anyways, Carol, she walks over to, and what I thought I would see in him was be like, "God damn these bitches," you know. But he was like, "Oh, whatever."
Okay, so he wasn't put upon.
Right? Yeah.
Like
So he looked at his phone for a little while longer. Another 30. It was like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Another 30-second break. He goes, "So that about it for us guys? You know, we're gonna." They go, "Yeah, of course, honey. We're about to go." So anyways, when I woke up today, I felt like shit. I looked and I was like, I know you're trying, bud. He goes, "Man, I've just been at the beach all day." But he said it under his breath so that the girls didn't hear him.
He knows the game.
He knows the game, and he wasn't butthurt about it because putting myself in that situation, drunk, stoned, very full, vape juice ran out, tickets paid, good times were had. He's ready to go.
So I wonder what the dynamic there was. He's like maybe the DD on this. Like, I mean, the girls are going to go out and get
He
down.
had a beer.
Well, I mean, you could have a beer too.
Yeah,
or a seltzer or whatever.
but
Come on.
What it seemed like was him and his girlfriend normally hang out with one of the girls.
Okay.
The 4th person, the 3rd girl, seemed like they haven't seen each other in a while.
Okay.
But since they all showed up very hungry, there was no talking between bites.
I know that. I know that hunger.
Business was being taken care of. It was TCB.
Yeah.
And then, but then Buddy was just like, and he was driving. So I don't know if,
Well, yeah.
like necessarily DD, but I mean, he was fine to drive.
Yeah.
But I watched the whole thing go down. Like, if it was me, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, let's go. I mean, not that hard, but I'd be like, guys, come on.
Well, if you're exasperated at that point, or yeah, like we've been leaving for 3 hours, you know.
And it's not like they're saying goodbye to 10 other people.
He might even had him in the car leaving the island, like, let's go to Huckapoo's and get something to eat, you know. It's like, I'm this close. All I got to do is get to Lazarota Creek, and there's no turning back.
And then he's like, all right, fine, we'll stop there. But once we get that pizza in them, they'll be like, yeah, it's time to go home and shower and go to bed.
Go night-night.
None of the typical tricksters worked, man. So shout out to that dude, because, I mean, the patience, and, you know, the girls were sweet. They weren't, like, talking dumb shit. You know, they weren't, like, fucking, Stephanie says stupid, right? You know? You know, they were you know, reliving old anecdotes and tales with each other. Yeah. So people like that, you know, we should protect people like that in this world, man. Absolutely. It's good to see, especially to watch the whole thing go, you know, front to back.
Right.
And the other, so I was like, I wanted to be like, I'll buy you a shot or something, you know. But I could tell he was like, I don't want it. Give me more water. I was like, man, you know, like
catch up smoking or something like that. The off chance they see me doing a shot, we're never getting out of here.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm just going to patiently sip my water, you know, kind of impatiently, but sort of patiently, you know, and like maybe throw my fingers a few times on the table.
A huge sigh.
Drawn out. Hope it's not a wreck on 80.
The big stretch.
World. I'm beat.
Because especially like after a day like that, when people are like, "Hey, let's go do this," I'm like, I kind of want to not do that.
Dude, I mean,
maybe go get a shower and possibly fall asleep on accident.
Right. I mean, it's an old theme, obviously, and all that. But you go to the beach, you know, and you put in a solid shift out there. You know, it's tough to bounce back. Now, granted, I mean, at my age, it's tough to bounce back from anything in a few hours. But there was a time maybe I could rebound and do a night shift.
Sure.
You know, hit the bars, but sometimes you just get cooked.
Yeah.
Day drunk.
Yeah.
Throw on some dehydration.
Right.
It's hard to, you know.
Throw on like maybe a friend or two that's there that's been kind of annoying you a little bit, which they didn't seem like they were annoying him, but like there's someone out there that put all that together and it's like, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home and take a shower. And if I end up making it back out, cool. But most likely I'm going to fall asleep with a towel around me.
Right.
Ceiling
fan blasting.
Like, you know, I'm just going to lay down for a second before I put clothes on. I got a towel on. My bed's not getting
I'm just going to sit down for a minute and watch some Sports Center. And then I promise we're going to go out and get something to eat.
All of a sudden, 2 a.m. Bah!
Yeah. Okay,
where am I? Where's my towel? And then literally the next group that came in after him, it was so funny. Another 4, but it was 2 guys, 2 girls. And it was almost as if they were showing up to a shift at like, I don't know, like they were stamping passports or something at the airport, because they all walked in. They all had, each had a vape. Okay. Each had their phone. They set their vape in this certain spot, and they set the phone next to it. They sat and they said, we would like some beers. It's like, I'll stick a coaster next to it. Let's
libations.
Yeah, let's finish let's make this thing full circle. But, and I shouldn't have said it, but it went over well. I was like, so I see we all got our vapes. What else do we need? They gave me that one look for a second, like, fuck. Yeah, you're right. This does seem a little absurd.
a little too uniform here.
I was like, who? Someone like watching you? Someone brought you here?
Yeah. I don't know, man. When I sit down at a bar, I'm not folding cocktail napkins and doing things and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
But do you have a place setting for yourself in some sort of way?
I kind of put my phone down, you know, face down, so I don't want it to get in the way of conversation.
Sure,
I can just leave it in the car.
Sure.
That kind of thing. But, you know, if there's like something I can line up with. You know,
okay.
I can't, you know.
Mild OCD, not insanity level.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, not insanity level now.
There are certain things that keep the economy of your mood. Like my place setting when I'm at, you know, the bar, it's typically the drink is a little bit to the right.
Sure.
Phone a little bit to the left.
Oh, yeah.
If the cigs come out, they're going to be to the right of the drink. You know, that's my comfort zone right there. You know, lighter on top of the cigs, not on.
Oh, dude, triple stack, phone, lighter, or phone, cigarettes, lighter.
Never on the side.
Birthday cake.
Never off of this.
No.
God,
it could be,
what kind of
somebody
savages
come along
are?
And think it's their lighter. It's not. You know, it's just sitting
We're
there
just
on the
thinking
bar.
ahead, man.
It's just sitting on the bar by itself.
Yeah, this is just being prepped.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you're possibly going on, or it'll be today when you guys are listening to this, a a flotilla of sorts that it's been a while since it got took since the corporate takeover of the flotillas down here.
Yeah.
So if you're not from an island like ours, or I don't know how unique this is, like people float down rivers and they do shit like that, but here on Tybee, there's some places where you can jump in with a float and the tide's going a certain way, and when the tide cooks, it drags you.
It does. Yeah.
There's a current.
Yeah.
So literally without much effort besides packing your shit up and getting in there, you throw floats in, you grab a cooler, and you float to the crab shack or, wherever the destination is.
Right.
And it used to just be like some people's birthdays would, they'd be like, hey, we're all going to go float.
Yeah.
But then the corporate takeover, they started doing it for quotations charity.
Yeah.
I'll kick into anything.
Sure.
But to make it compulsory.
Yeah, I took issue with that myself.
And you going to stop me from getting in the water, dude? Yeah. Come on, bro.
I mean, I'm all out of good cause,
Sure.
But to say you can't get in if you don't have a certain colored rubber wristband.
It's not a fucking music festival.
Float well with me.
That don't float my boat.
Float well with me.
That don't float my stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, to make it compulsory, it's like, I'll give you way more money if it's not compulsory. It's more money than you're probably asking for if it's not compulsory.
Right. Yeah. Don't ask me to do it. Don't make me have to do it.
And to challenge me to be like, oh, you can't float. I can get in the water any goddamn where I want to.
Being benevolent's hard to do when someone's making you do it. Okay, it's hard to be charitable when you're on the hook already. Okay, just to float down. But we're gonna give it a shot. I have no clue how many people are gonna come. I mean, it might just be Marty and me and a few people just catching up. Who knows? But
I've never not gotten an illness after a flotilla.
What do you mean?
Like not like drunk sick or something like that. But the next day I'll have something because our water.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the water, but I always feel like I get some, not like a parasite, but like something it affects me or infects me.
I'm trying to think of how long it takes really. It was like several 3-4 hours maybe, something like that.
It's been so long since I've done one, I
it's
can't
been like
remember.
8-9 years since the last time I did one. So, but either it's just pure exhaustion because you don't have a boat to pull you around to the sandbar, which is kind of the halfway point.
Right.
So you spend a lot of time in the water just kicking and drinking and doing other things to kind of help, keep the motor going, that kind of shit. But
Sister Christian, keep your motor revved. All right, I got you.
After the last one I did, I remember I probably slept for a day.
Yeah.
I was waxed, absolutely.
And I've never owned a float. I don't think like a proper one that works. So I just end up tagging, hanging on to people's and then floating.
Around,
and then I literally float with my fat ass.
You're like a manatee. Anyway.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm a literal manatee.
Raft.
Yeah, easy peasy. No, barely any. Just give it a few little pushes.
Yeah, I've done my part. Give me a drink.
But 80% of your body's in the water the entire time.
Who's got dry hands? Light my cigarette.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if cholera is swimming up my butthole or something like that. That because literally I feel like I get a bug every time I do a big float. Yeah. But they're super fun.
Oh, they are.
The first time I ever went to Athens at all, I was going before I actually ended up moving there. I was going to visit my girlfriend that lived up there, and the Broad River in Athens. You go in at a place, you get a canoe or whatever, and you float down. The only thing is, the water's like 6 inches deep at most places. So you're kind of kicking your feet out and pushing the raft a little bit. Yeah. And then you get to about halfway down the Broad in Athens, there's a deliverance area. And the townies, I guess. But these are people that you wouldn't think would be in Athens. You'd think they'd be somewhere up in like the Appalachian, West Virginian mountains. Because when they come out, sharing three teeth between 6 of them,
Okay.
And instead of words, they've used noises. And all their little rugrats out there.
The last time I did one of those was up in Helen. Was it Chattahoochee that runs through Helen? I don't know. But it's kind of the same deal. We'd have to walk 20, 30 feet sometimes over the rocks, and you'd float. It was fun, don't get me wrong. But, it's definitely not a bad way to spend an afternoon.
And I'm trying to remember if it was like because, sometimes when we go to Sewanee, there's a river there.
I've only been there one time.
And sometimes it's like 4 feet deep. Sometimes it's 4 inches deep, depending on something. Right. I don't know.
Dude, it was that one Wani that was the first time I committed to going down there. I tried to walk a few times in the past, probably alone early in the morning, and just like, it can't be this far. I must have made a wrong turn. I didn't. It was just that far.
It's far. Yeah.
And it's
especially from where we typically camp.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was, I don't know. It's just, oddly enough, it was just never a priority when I was down there for a festival. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, we depending on the festival, like some of the hot ones, you want to go down there and dip in the river. The Sweet Tea River is what I call it, because that's the color.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. And sometimes they have a stage down there when they have bigger festivals.
Yeah.
they'll have like a, just a little pop-up stage down there, so you can kind of get in the water a little bit.
Sure.
But it's literal sweet tea, but it's like all the tannins from the leaves in there. It doesn't feel like the sweet green of Tybee ocean water, where it's like
not our good,
there's
not
things,
our murkiness.
there's things floating up your pee-pee hole, sort of thing. Like out in the sweet tea river of Sewanee, I feel safe.
Yeah.
And there's no like greasy bottom.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sandy, like as you're walking through, which is very off-putting because I've got this vision in my head that there's a giant octopus down there, and each step is on a tentacle.
Yeah.
Do you have that? What's it? Thalassophobia, I think it's called.
Good word.
Where you think you can only imagine all the bad shit in the water.
We touched on this, but when we had a little lake house outside of Augusta in Modoc, South Carolina. Shout out Modoc, and it's very dark. It's muddy. It's a muddy bottom. It's mossy, a lot of vegetation and all that. So a lot of people don't want to touch the bottom. It's squishy.
Yeah.
And it's not sandy at all. So I got over it, eventually. But say I'm out there water skiing and I go down in the middle of the cove and I know it's probably 80, 120 feet deep, something like that.
Oh.
There's a little, my imagination starts to kind of.
Loch Ness coming for you, baby.
There's a freshwater Jaws around here somewhere.
Right, yeah. We just haven't found it yet. And I'll be the one to find it.
I'll be the one.
With the missing leg.
I'll make the news tonight. Today's the day. Yeah.
You all.
But, again, as far as like walking around in the muck and the mire, you just get over that.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't, but I did.
That's an easier thing to do. But yeah, especially like out here where you can't see very far into the water, and those dark rivers and lakes where you can't see very far. Yeah. Nessie's down there. I know it.
Just waiting.
Or maybe something we haven't even discovered yet. Freshwater stingray.
Something down there can do me harm.
And it will.
Yeah.
Because I'm here.
Yeah.
There's this place. It's called Gould's Inlet on St. Simon's. Okay. And one spring break, you could swim across it. It would take like 10 minutes to swim across it, but once you swam across it, there's like this cool little island over there. And I swam back and forth on that thing one spring break like 4 or 5 times.
Oh.
And then the next year we went out there and they had shut it down. They were like, why? They're like, oh, they're studying the shark breeding patterns out here. So during the spring in Gould's Inlet, it's like 5 different species of sharks show up. And we're out there piss flapping around.
I mean, they're out there. We're in their neighborhood.
But literally had no fear because I didn't know about it. And I was like, oh, it's just across this little gap, this little strait.
Yeah.
I was probably touching toes with dorsal fins.
People come to the beach and ask me all the time. It's not an uncommon question. Like, are there sharks in the water? I'm like, it's the ocean.
Yeah.
They're definitely out there.
Yeah.
No question about it. Probably,
I've seen
probably
people
much
catch
closer
them.
than you think they are.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen people catch them.
Yeah.
Whenever the shrimp boats come in to dock over there at Lazaretto, all the sea life follows the shrimp boats because they start kicking off the squid and shit that they don't really keep off the back.
Right.
I've seen sea turtle battle with a tiger shark, battle with a dolphin, all for that. I mean, that's the most high value food you can get as a sea creature.
Right.
All the shit collecting on a shrimp boat and they're kicking it off the back.
Yeah.
So I was like, tiger sharks have tiger stripes. Like, because I saw him breach.
That's what they call it.
It's like, wow, how clever of them to name it.
It's not the Dalmatian shark.
What do we call him? Shark? Tiger. People need to be protected, like the green flag guy,
Uh-huh.
Other people need to be protected. Like, I started rewatching Love on the Spectrum again. I'm not going to harp on this forever, but and this is super effed up of me to say and think and do, but I had a partner in saying and thinking and doing this. So I'm outside. Another coworker of mine, she goes, all right, I started trying to watch Love on the Spectrum again. I know you love that show. I was like, yeah, just do one episode at a time. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I can't do it.
It's a lot, man. It makes you feel all sorts of things. So I had this real methy group at the bar at that point. 3 of them. Methy. I'm talking, yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking the dentures were crazy. So the lady goes, what show are you talking about? And we go, Love on the Spectrum. You ever heard of it? And she goes, no, but my kid's autistic. Oh. And Stephanie and I looked at each other and we were like, that checks out. I was like, that's so awful of me to think. But I was like, if someone had an autistic kid, I think it would be, I don't know what you did. And I haven't carried over so much guilt and for
insert foot in mouth almost. Or
I didn't say anything there. But there's no way I could have not had the look of like, Yeah, obviously. Like almost being like,
Duh.
of course.
Duh.
You? Yeah. What the hell, man? What is? Oh my god, I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that you're just off the heels of her, just a benign comment. I'm trying to watch the show. My kid's autistic. Yeah, I bet.
Dude, I mean, all right. So the Breezy, there was this one ride in particular a while back, probably pre-COVID. But anyway, this guy calls and he, wants to go up to Gumbo's to get some food and blah blah blah, and he's just asking a lot of questions and this and that, and I'm like, he's staying at the Surf and Song over there by the park, little bed and breakfast over there, nice little place, and he's asking me where am I going to be and how close I can get to where he's going to be and all that. I'm like, I'll be outside in the white van and whatever, or the Crown Vic at the time. I'll be in the Crown Vic. You can't miss me and all that. And the guy goes, oh, okay. He comes out. He's blind. He's got his walking stick, clicking back and forth. I'm sitting there on the phone going, I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm like, you'll see me, dude. Don't worry, man, because I was kind of busy.
Hey, brother, all you got to do is walk outside, open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Oh,
I'll see you right. You can't miss me, bud. You can't miss me.
Oh.
I'm the car that looks like it's getting ready to start a NASCAR race.
You know what, though? Yeah, I bet he loved it. He was like, yeah, I'll see you.
Oh, dude, yeah. And I took him up to Gumbo's, and they were just fixing to close. Like, they probably didn't want to seat anybody. But the door wasn't locked, but I kind of point, I'm like, this guy's blind.
Yeah.
Please don't turn him away.
If you're going to, yeah.
Yeah, this is probably not, I know you can see it's probably the end of a busy shift for them. They were like just ready to wrap it.
You probably turn to him and go, whip that stick out real quick.
Pretty much.
You're going to get in.
Yeah, I kind of leave my head. I was like, he's blind, man. He just wants some food. Whatever you got. I don't know what you got, 86 or whatever, but he just wants whatever you have.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then at that point, I was like, Breezy Platinum customer service.
Oh, buddy.
I stopped answering
He's in
the
the
phone.
Continental Club.
I stopped answering the phone. Well, he got his food. I left him there. I was like, dude, I'll come back and get you.
Yeah.
When your phone,
just look for
when
me.
Your food's ready. Yeah, just look for me. I'll be right outside. I said, just get them to call you. Call me back. I'll come back and get you. I'll do some rides in the meantime. But dude, I got back. As soon as I got him back in the car, I just stopped answering calls, put it on airplane mode.
Yep.
Just till I got him in the door.
Yep.
His wife was just in the state that as he was.
Yeah.
So, and you could tell the guy really appreciated it. I didn't mean for it to go that way, but it kind of did. But he was very appreciative of it. And said, dude, thank you for doing this. It can be hard for us to travel sometimes. I felt bad. I was like, dude, I can't even imagine.
Oh, I know. Right.
Even if you're used to that existence,
sure.
How hard it is to just navigate our world.
Even as used to any hardship as you can get, it's still hard. Hardships are still hard.
Yeah.
And
I marvel at it. I mean,
yeah. But not opening with, "Hey, listen, I'm blind." So
yeah,
which I
think
did
come up initially.
Which I think is sort of like, I bet it's hilarious to hear you go, "Yeah, just look for me. Open your eyes. I'm pink. I'm in the pink car."
Yeah, he had a very good sense of humor and a nice outlook on life. Ironically,
right? Yeah, right.
It was like, dude, trust me, I deal with this almost daily. And it didn't say that like a loathsome sort of way.
Yeah,
it was just like, dude, this is my existence and all that. I appreciate you taking the time and helping me out there. I could tell they, like, dude, they were just getting ready to close and all that. But I explained the situation to them. Well, thanks for doing that, because
I had a blind guy that used to come up and just every so often, and he was by himself always. But I knew he had a wife, but he'd just like to go out and have a beer.
Yeah,
and sometimes the differences between beers don't like Bud Light and Ultra. I'm like, no, most people won't be able to tell.
Sure. Between
shit like that. But him being blind, he was like, "Hey, could I get a 420 or something like that?" And I was like, "Hey, we have a hazy." He goes, "No, I much prefer 420." And to a typical person, I'd be like, "It's not that fucking different."
Right.
To a blind person with a very heightened sense of taste, I'm sure, and hearing, I'm like, "Hey, you could probably taste, how many grains they put in that sumbitch."
Yeah.
So yes, I will. Let's make whatever you need happen.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that I picked up that one night, I mean, he was dialed. Even when he had in his wallet, he had each bill. I mean, I think this is a common thing, but each bill folded a different way, so he knew exactly
really?
which were 20, or
yeah,
which were 20s, which were 5s, and which were 10s, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
One was folded in half, one was folded lengthwise, one was
folded because literally just the other day, that's weird that it's popped up on my algorithm, but they have little braille stamps that you can put on each bill. But like the more analog ways to fold it a certain way.
Good for them. Look at that. Good for them. Yeah, this all has been in place for a while.
No, yeah.
But you kind of have to. I want to say look inward.
Yeah.
But you kind of go like, damn, I take getting up and just opening my eyes for granted
so
much.
When I wake up and I got to blink a few times to read my phone, I'm like, God, what a hassle.
I got readers now, and I'm just like, I look like an old man looking over my nose.
Why even live anymore? Good God.
No, he was a really nice guy, interesting guy too.
We've talked about it before, but I think we have. But I'm trying to ask everyone this. There's a certain southern certain aged southern man that could be mistaken for gay because of how they conduct, you know.
Their southern drawl is so excessive.
Yeah, or just
Like molasses.
just kind of sweet as pie, you know. Oh, hey, honey, how we doing over
Right.
there?
Yeah.
And so there's a guy that I know, and I think I finally heard him go, well, no, I'm just gonna have to ask my wife if we're gonna do something like that, you know. So there's this thing, it's like gay or southern, you know,
Right.
because they can kind of go together.
Yeah.
So he's interacting, and he's the sweetest guy.
Sure, of course.
And he's interacting with this lady. She's like, I came in here looking for local shrimp, and there ain't none. He goes, honey, sometimes we don't get. She goes, but I'm a local.
Let's get we got the local basket back there. Oh, Jesus, what the?
And she goes, I'm a local. He goes, well, honey, if you's a local, you know, you can just go to Bubba, you know, you go to the docks and get it, whatever. She goes, well, I have friends coming in from Philadelphia. He goes, I don't know what else to tell you, honey. I was like, that was the closest to snapping I've ever seen this polite, maybe gay. But I've had so many family members like that I remember from back in the day.
Okay.
They're like 50 to 70-year-old Southern men. They're not effeminate, like, in the way that they, like, stand around or move.
Right.
But just when someone says something, just talks to you just like this, says, hell, give me some sweet tea.
My old mentor back when I used to work for the Morse Communications back in the day, married, 3 daughters, had all sisters, only male on this side of the family and all that. Southern as hell, just, you know, but every once in a while he'd ask me or just say, like, people think I'm gay, don't they? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can do anything about it, that you have to.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
But you can understand why. I mean, he wasn't overly, you know, he wasn't like offended necessarily, but he goes, I know what people think, you know.
Yeah.
You know, my wife's a beard and all that.
And it's like, why fight against it anyways? Let them think what they think.
He's just an extremely Southern dude who's been around women all his life and just probably carried over some of those mannerisms or affectations, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know?
It'd be funny if he like wasn't married and he was like, I just find a hard time getting me some pussy. I don't know why.
Yeah. I open my mouth and they just walk away. What am I doing wrong? You know?
Oh, speaking of mistaken for gay, I'd forgotten about this. So I have a shirt that I like to wear to work. It's got a very large hole in the back now. It's falling apart. All my work shirts are falling apart.
They're well used,
well worn, lived in.
Yeah.
Very big tear in the back. And someone goes, "Hey, big tear in the back of your shirt." And I go, "You should see the bear." And I've said this. You know, like an animal, bear, because there's some, you know, stripes in it. It's not just a perfect cut.
Yeah.
You know?
Bear fight.
So they're like, oh, and they kind of looked at me for a second. Literally, not 10 minutes later, the gay friend comes up to the bar. He's like, "Hey, what's your name?" They thought I was talking about a bear, like a top. Big gay dude did that to the back of that kind of bear. That kind of bear, and took it from me.
Marcellus Wallace.
Yes. Zed's dead. And it could have been like the timing was so perfect because there's a little break and this guy walks up, definite bear. He goes, "What's your name?"
What's your name?
Why don't you take a spin for daddy real quick? I was like, what would make you think that about me at all? What sort of
crazy sweet biscuits? Oh God.
Well, I guess we talked about last week that the whole Department of Transportation trying to turn us into one lane. Maybe that's off the table now.
Or tabled.
Couched.
I don't know.
Couched, whatever.
It seemed like we saw it in black and white. And then as of yesterday, somebody else told me something else it seems could be legitimate. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of public backlash or local uproar.
Right, but you think people up there in that office are like, oh, Tybee people are mad at us.
No, I don't know, dude. I maybe it could have been a little thing on the budget, like, we'll just push this back 2 years.
Right, yeah, I know. But someone's going to take stolen valor credit for it. They're like, hey, don't worry, I'll talk to somebody.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, you see it in writing, one scenario. It seems pretty legit coming from the desk at the mayor.
That's why I was like, this is kind of strange to see something this transparent and like
literally a week
direct.
later, I come to
Literally
work,
a week later, and I
hear
should have.
completely-
We should have expected
I know.
that. Come
I
on, man.
I know. I don't even know we even comment on this type of
We
stuff.
are rubes. We.
Yeah, dude, I'm just
Yeah, right.
sucker.
Okay. I like more lanes than less lanes.
People can back in better. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it happens. But in the meantime, it's kind of a sigh of relief. If I get a little reprieve in the meantime.
Sure. I just hate. There's this thing where, no matter what happens, someone has either a reasoning for it, or why it happened, or why it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And everyone's wrong.
Yeah.
No one's ever really right about shit like that.
It doesn't seem like it.
And they just want to see. And what the dumbest part is, why would you set yourself up to look like a fool by?
Because most people don't remember. The
Don't be a
day.
weatherman if you don't. You know what I mean? Like,
I think when it comes to these types of discussions or conversations, topics, whatever, it's like it's bar talk. It's barstool fodder where you talk about it the next day. It's like even if you have a completely different stance from the night before, no one even remembers it.
Nobody remembers it. Different audience, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have a friend who might hold your feet to the fire, like, no, wait a second, you son of a bitch, you said this last night.
Now,
no,
last night you said you was straight.
Yeah. But in the meantime, you're a pro 4 lanes before, and now you're not, whatever. But that's just bar talk. And then, but then you heard from somebody who works for the city. Just told me, got on the down low, the skinny.
Hey, not everybody knows this because I haven't told them all yet.
I'm gonna, as soon as I walk
But
in
I'm
the
gonna.
roads.
Hey, what's your name? Listen, here's some info.
Yep.
Hey, nice to meet you. I got some inside info on that on them lanes.
Like I said, my only frustration is born out of I don't think I'm like hanging by a thread here. I don't think what's going to happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow, obviously, or next month. But it is a consideration long term for me.
Sure.
If things do go that way, and like I said, we'll have to see and put that ball in play and just see what happens. But until it happens, I hate being in a wait and see mode. It's not really my favorite thing to be in, but
right. But
it seemed like there's a little more clarity. But now it doesn't. But again, this is just another person saying something to Ron.
It's so annoying.
So
it's so annoying.
Who knows?
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Almost as annoying as. Oh shit.
Oh shit. It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's not a great one. I haven't had many Karens in a while, It's like, which, hey, I'm not complaining about. But this is, not only is this a thing that happened, like an actual little anecdote, but it's also a theme as well that's coming up in the world of non-privacy or just having your stuff out there. So we're crunk busy. I get a call for a to-go order over the phone. 3 pizzas, and then she goes, I would like to pay for it over the phone. I was like, I'm busy. That's kind of a hassle.
Yeah.
She goes, well, I don't want to send my kids up there with a debit card. I'm like, well, maybe you come up. I don't know. I'm not making any assumptions yet. I was like, listen, I'm going to put the phone down. When I get a second, if you're still here, I'll do it for you. But I need a few minutes.
Yeah.
She's like, no, that's fine. Whatever. Like, she wasn't being a bitch about it. You
Right.
know? So it only took me like a minute or two to do what I had to do. And I got back and I was like, hey, you ready? And this is the first time I've done this in a while. So on our system, I need to know all 12 numbers, the expo, obviously, the 3 code, the area code.
Yeah.
Essentially giving me your identity.
All the bona fides.
Yeah. To steal it,
Right.
if that were something I would do. So, and I misheard like 2 or 3 numbers, and so this took way longer. You can barely hear on the phone. There's people yelling for margaritas.
Right.
There's bears walking by roaring. So I get it in. I punch it. Declined. And if she would have said, oh, you must have got the number wrong, I would have hung up on her.
Right.
But even worse, I think she goes, oh, yeah, that probably did decline.
Okay. I'll do and click, but continue.
You're
Wasting my time.
You're going in here with the possibility that it's not going to go through, and I got to sit here and go, is that 348 what? Right? So then she goes, well, how much would it be? I go, 60. She goes, I'll just send my kids with cash.
Great idea. Now come back. Let's talk about this. probably had just enough on her car, but somebody bought a pack of smokes, so it took it down below. I thought there was $63 on that card still, honey. No, I bought that pack of Marlboros.
Pall Malls.
Pall Malls. Yeah, sorry.
I don't want to send my kids up there with my debit card, but you'll give them cat. I don't know. So, but it goes to the bigger point. I always say no right away, unless they push, because I'm like, number one, it's just. I didn't want her to think that I was doing this, but I had to literally go 4482 to repeat it back to her so that she could hear me. So the whole bar could have, if they really wanted to know. Right.
That's a certain kind of criminal.
Dude.
Well, it's not like they're going to, it's like, all right, I'm worried about sending my kids up there with cash because I want them to come back with some magic beans or something. Yeah, right, like, where are the free pizzas? We got this nice guy with a ponytail.
Right. The fat one with the big ear holes.
Guy. Jesus, man, I got to have a little faith in humanity occasionally, you know?
Yeah, the fat one with the big ear holes. He said, "Figure it out, dude."
Yeah, you must have amazing hearing. I like so many things at Huckapoos. I marvel at that phone ringing, people, and then being able to do it over the phone. Yeah, you know, I just again, it's the taking, you know, understanding your drink order, just whether you're at the outside bar, or the inside bar, band could be playing.
Yeah,
I don't have that. I don't have the hearing for that.
My hearing shot any fucking ways from being a drummer.
I think it has to be a little tinnitus or something going on there.
I mean, yeah.
Like I said, I marvel at it.
Well, I marvel at never putting bullet over chewy ice. It's really great. I don't have to put any water in it because the chewy ice melts quickly enough to turn it in.
It's chemistry.
To a beautiful cocktail here, which I haven't drank bullet on the podcast. I
haven't done a lot of things on the podcast.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Hey. Well, it's going to be a short one this week. I don't have much except for shout out to all my heat eaters out there, because we had a new girl came in and I walked into the walk-in. She was like, how do you guys do this?
Brother.
I was like, sister, just come in here every 5 minutes. Like, even if I don't have anything to do, I go into the walk-in. And Jeffro had a great idea. He's gonna start a bar where you serve beer from the beer cooler. Y'all out there in the heat, I slide the door open. What can I get you?
Look like an Eskimo.
Yeah. I wouldn't even need that extra clothes on. I'd be fine. I'd be in there like Studio 54, shirtless,
still
baby.
Sweating.
Yeah, still sweating. But normally our new servers and stuff get broken in by customers. You know, they're like, these people. Yeah. This girl, she was like, where can I go? I was like, this is the only place, the walk-in.
Well, I'll say this, you know, driving breezy Saturday night, and I was in the bus, and thank God the AC works in it, you know, thank God. But it's one of those deals where as soon as you open the door, all the air just goes right out, so it has to start all over again. And it's one of the few nights, by comparison, it's nothing like Huckapoos, but it's one of the few times I've gotten home from work and I'm taking a shower. I need a cold shower, at least as cold as I can get right now this time of year, because it ain't that cold coming out of the tap.
Right.
But rarely, I'm in the AC most of the time, you know, but I was still sweating. It was constantly catching up all night. So, I went home, took a shower, loofed myself.
Oh, baby.
Twice.
Straight loofah, huh?
Had to put some talcum powder, a little Gold Bond down there to kind of
gotcha.
Smooth things out, a little chafing.
Sure.
A little swampy down there.
See, talcum after a shower and not going to do anything else is the move. But people are like, hey, why don't you powder up before you go to work? I'm like, I don't want to make cake batter in my crotch.
A little yeast infection or something.
And just to as a closer, I heard I think she might have been a scientist or maybe like Nobel Prize winner or something, but she was like, it's hot, huh? I was like, yeah. She goes, don't worry, when the sun goes down it'll cool off a little bit. I was like, wow,
that's deep.
Are you Nelly deGrasse Tyson? Are you?
It ain't cooling off that much in the sun right now.
Actually, I was looking at the phone. I was like,
it was still 90 degrees last night at 11 o'clock. I mean, it's brutal.
It's always 90 degrees in my heart for you guys out there. Thank you for listening again this week. Kelly, thank you for running the ones and twos this week. Guys, stay cool out there. If you got to go into the walk-in for a little extra 2 seconds, just do it, man. Scream, cry. And if you ever walk by me at work and you hum a song that gets stuck in my head for the rest of the night, just know I'm not going to tip you out that well. See y'all next week.